Hello friends, in today's video we're going to be working on this Honda Civic. This particular model is 2007 and this is 2.2 ctdi variant. So the problem we have here is that it's got the engine management light on. Just going to show you that. Yeah, so it's got the engine management light on the cluster. So we did the diagnostic, and in the diagnostic results it came out as the faulty EGR valve. So basically the flap is stuck. So what we're going to do today is that we're going to strip the EGR valve and clean it and put it back to make it work properly. Right, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to remove this cover here to get to the EGR valve. So we've got four 10mm nuts which we're going to remove. Just gonna lift the cover up. So here is the location for the EGR valve. It's secured by a couple of nuts and bolts. What we're gonna do here is we're gonna remove this pipe to start off with. There we go. So I've removed the pipe here. Okay, so I've taken the pipe, so that's the pipe out of the way. Right, so the next thing I'm going to do is we're going to remove these two nuts here. They are 12mm nuts, both of them. Slacken it off. Right, so I'm struggling to remove the bottom nut with the quarter drive, so I'm going to use a half drive socket, 12mm socket, and the ratchet to slacken it off. There we go. So we're going to leave the nuts there till we fully undo all the bolts and the nuts. Right, so next we're going to remove the bolts which are under here. So one here where my finger is, and then one behind. There we go. Just slackened it off. Right, here we go. That's the bottom front bolt out of the way. So there's one at the back in this direction coming up like this. Alright, so next we're going to remove the bolt at the bottom at the back. Just gonna apply force on it like this. There we go. So that's the bolt at the back, nicely been removed. Alright, so next we're gonna remove these two bolts here. Again, we're gonna use a half drive ratchet. Just wanna slacken them off with half drive ratchet, and then we're gonna use a quarter ratchet to remove them, to undo them further. There we go. That's just to slacken them off. There we go. That's the top bolt removed, and then the bottom one. There we go. That's the bottom bolt fully removed. Now what we can do is we can remove these two nuts. I left it there till we undo the other bolts. Just gonna remove the bottom one now. There we go. So that's the bottom nut out of the way. I will have to undo this dipstick clamp as well. This is a 10mm bolt which we need to undo. So we're going to use a 10mm socket for that. There we go. So now we can just pull the dipstick towards us a bit, and then we can take the EGR valve off. There we go. This EGR valve is fully clogged up, as you can see, and this side as well. Look at it, all this carbon buildup. Right, so just gonna remove the dipstick to take a closer look in here. So this area here is fully clogged up as well. No wonder why the car was in a limp mode. So we'll have to remove all this soot from this area here, as well as the EGR valve itself. Look at it, it's fully clogged up. So in order to clean the EGR valve, we have two products here. One is Lucas diesel EGR valve and turbo cleaner spray. So that's one of them, and the other one is oven cleaner. So they both are really good for this job. So just gonna remove this gasket from here. Next, what I'm gonna do is the chisel. I'm gonna clean all this soot carbon from here. I'm just gonna clean this area here as well. So the valve is okay, it's not too bad, it's moving freely. The culprit is this carbon here, the carbon buildup, the soot. We're going to use this tool here. So this is like a flexible wire which you can insert to clean the chamber from inside. So what we're going to do is we're going to push the valve down and then spray this oven cleaner in here in this manner. Same again here. Just going to spray a little bit more. Right, so we're gonna leave the EGR valve here for a bit so that the oven cleaner can work its way in to clean it. Right, I've just discarded the carbon from here, from this tray. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna use this EGR valve cleaner spray. clean the chamber from inside here. Seems nice and clean now as compared to before. So we're gonna push the valve down and spray GR valve cleaner here as well. So it's entirely up to you how long you wanna keep the liquid in. But in our case, the valve is nice and clean now. Perfect. So now the EGR valve is ready to go back into the car. Just gonna put this gasket here. Now the EGR valve is ready to go back onto the car. But before we fit the EGR valve back onto the car here, we're gonna clean this chamber. So what we're gonna do here is that we're gonna use a vacuum cleaner to vacuum out all the soot buildup here. As you can see, we're gonna use a vacuum cleaner and a chisel. So with the chisel I'm gonna loosen the particles, and with the vacuum cleaner we're gonna suck out all the debris into the vacuum cleaner, because we don't want to leave any debris inside the chamber here. There we go. So that's the channel here. Nice and clean. Right, so we're gonna spray a little bit of the cleaner here and a little bit here. Perfect. Right, so just gonna clean this area here. There we go. So then the gasket goes here. Here comes the main gasket. It goes in here in this manner, like this. Then the EGR valve comes in place. Like this, nice and easy. Then is this bolt for the dipstick clamp. I'm gonna torque up this bolt. There we go. Next we're gonna drive in these two bolts from the bottom. This one here goes here from under. Next we're gonna drive these two bolts in here. So these are the front bolts, two of them. There we go. And then the bottom one. Just gonna tighten these bolts to start off with. Yeah, that's good enough. And then the top one here. There we go, that's good enough. Right, so now we're gonna tighten the bottom bolts, 2 of them. There we go, that's the bottom front bolt fully secured, and then one at the back here. There we go, so that's the 2 bottom bolts and 2 front bolts here fully secured. Next what we're gonna do is we're gonna put the dipstick back in here. Then it's 2 nuts to secure the EGR valve from the right hand side, one at the top and one at the bottom. So just gonna torque it up. There we go, perfect. So that's the top nut fully secured. Then is the bottom one here. So that's the bottom nut fully secured. Next we're gonna fit this vacuum pipe here like this, and here in this manner. So that's that done. So that's the EGR valve nicely been cleaned and fully secured onto the engine. Right, so next we're gonna fit this engine cover. Engine cover goes on like this. There we go. So 4 washers, then 4 10mm nuts. Just gonna torque up the nuts. There we go, friends. That's the EGR valve nicely been taken out, cleaned and put back together. I hope you find my video helpful. Thank you very much for watching the video.